Hello everyone and welcome to my update video. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been taking a little time for myself.
Hundur í heimi. Mér klappað á hverjum degi og ég að fíla það. Ég klarasti hundur í heimi. Mér klappað á hverjum degi og ég að fíla það.
Things have not been very easy for me, but I'm still staying strong. I'm taking breaks when I need to and getting back up always. A lot has happened since I have last made an update or video at all in general. I've had court maybe 4 or 5 separate times now, and only one of those times was there a translator provided. I was denied a translator at every other court, and the judge still held court anyways. I'm not sure exactly what the judge's name was. She made a ruling, I think Monday 2 weeks ago, but I'm not positive exactly on the date. She basically just took everything that Child Protective Services said, all their false manipulations, and she rewrote them and signed her name to them and said that, they're allowed to keep my children for 3 more months. She put on the papers that because of my high blood pressure, they were going to keep my kids for 3 months. I'm not sure what planet these people are from, but it's obviously not the same one that I'm from, and if it is, then I'd like to choose another one, please. The abuse has been continuing with my children. I'm gonna flash up some pictures of that for you. And, no proper procedures or reports have been made about them. I've been undergoing a psychiatric parental evaluation. Yeah, over 20 hours I've been with this woman answering questions and doing puzzles and playing with blocks. It feels a little bit like Nazi Germany for me. I'm not sure why, but it's a little weird. I can't imagine how they can tell how you parent your children by the way that you put patterns on a block together. I've actually talked to quite a few people here in Iceland who have had run-ins with Child Protective Services themselves, and they've told me all the same stories about these wonderful psychiatric evaluations that these people get paid like 500,000 kroners to do to each person. And it's really strange, it's really odd, but every person that I've talked to has told me the same thing, that they were all diagnosed with borderline personality disorders when they took these tests. I'm really curious to see how mine turns out. My health, it hasn't been doing too bad. It's been okay. Um, I am going to be starting some physical therapy on Tuesday, and I'm gonna start swimming regularly at a place called Reykjavik. I've been having to travel all the way to Melstad to see my kids every other weekend, and then in between on the weekends they bring them to Mosfellsbad. I only get to see them for 2 hours when they come to Mosfellsbad, and I get to see them for 3 hours when I travel to the north. But I'm still only getting to see them once a week, which is completely unacceptable. And they're refusing to give me any more often visits until I complete this Nazi test that they want me to do. I got a translation of the some of the documents of the things that these people have been saying about me on a Thursday, and then I had court on Monday. And that was like my opportunity to testify and stick up for myself or whatever the court was. It all feels really superficial. It feels like kangaroo court to me. It doesn't feel, it feels more like a ritual than anything. Nothing that I said made any difference. Everyone just kind of shook their head and did what they wanted. My lawyer, she has not been answering my calls at all. I'm not sure what's going on with her. I've been trying to press charges against the social worker who you saw in my video, standing in my video trying to take my kid or taking my kids out of my home, because I have an audio recording of her 5 days before they took my children, and when I listened to it, you can hear her telling my daughter to say things like that her brother hurts her. So I'm trying to press charges against her for coercion of a minor. For the past weeks, I've been going to the police stations and calling the police stations, and I have recordings of all of this. They kick me out. They throw me out. They tell me I can't press charges. I'm not allowed to press charges. They tell me I have to call and make an appointment. When I call to make the appointment, nobody's available to talk to me. I can't speak to anyone to make any appointments. Not long ago, I was told that now they're saying that all of this is my 3-year-old daughter's fault because she lied. So they're going to try to blame a 3-year-old who was being coerced by a social worker, a child protective services worker, instead of doing the right thing and saying what happened and reprimanding the woman for what she did. So I'm still currently trying to do that. My lawyer, she won't go and help me. I've been asking her repeatedly to do that. She won't do it. The lawyer of Child Protective Services laughed in court and told the judge there were no charges pressed. So it really kind of made me look like a liar, I guess, because my lawyer wouldn't go with me to press the charges. I'm not very happy with her about that. These documents that they translated for me, uh, so I responded to all of the lies, manipulations. Some of the stuff was like reading a fairy tale, like in a really like a really badly written fairy tale. I responded. The judge didn't want to take the documents, but my husband's lawyer contested that and made it so that the judge would take the documents, which I was happy about. In these documents, they wrote lots of stuff like that my daughter was really happy about where she's at and said she never wants to see her mother again or come home again. But I have recordings of every single visit that I've had with my children, and my daughter screams and cries. She tries to hide so that she doesn't have to go with them. She says she never wants to go back there again. She wants to come home with me. She wants to live with me. I have even questioned her. I've said, Liliana, do you want to go back to Kwamstangi or do you want to come home with mommy? And she says, I want to come home with you. I've even asked her if she wanted to go with her grandparents or to Kwamstangi, and she still has said, I want to go home with you. So I don't know what kind of drugs these people were on when they decided to write those things, but they definitely made them hallucinate and hear things that weren't real. That they wrote down on court documents. I'm pretty sure that that's, what is that called? Fraudulent, falsification of documents. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the exact legal terms for that. My lawyer has filed for me to go to Supreme Court. I'm going to try really hard not to be hopeful about Supreme Court because, this system is completely rotted. It's just nothing but a huge criminal organization. These people, there's no justice. But it'll be good because then I can go to Human Rights Court. I'm going to go to the United Nations Human Rights Court. I'm also going to go to the European Human Rights Court. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to make sure that every single person involved, I'm going to make sure that you all go to prison because you're all breaking my human rights, my civil rights, and my children's rights. And it doesn't matter what you can get away with here in Iceland. You're gonna have to answer to someone eventually. And I'm gonna find that someone. It's just something to think about. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. Uh, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I have forgotten to mention. I have just had so many things going on. But I'm gonna really try to make some videos in these next couple of days. Just because I've been quiet doesn't mean I don't have lots and lots and lots of stuff to make videos about. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go first. What do I want to show you first? I'm really glad that you guys have stuck with me all this time, been patient. I really appreciate all the support, and I will see you soon. Have a good night.